All right. So hopefully you remember what I said in the last lesson. Actually, we have finished the first structure, giant ionic structure. Bear in mind, you need to know how the structure forms. That means you need to know how the particles are arranged in a giant ionic structure. And also, you need to memorize the properties of a substance having giant ionic structure. And the most important thing is you must know how to explain each property. You need to know how to explain the reason behind each property. All right. Then let's move on to the next structure, giant covalent structure. Giant covalent structure. First of all, from the name, giant covalent. Covalent, that means you can find several covalent bonds. You can find many covalent bonds in a substance having this structure. And also, it is a giant structure. So basically, in this substance, you can find millions or more atoms holding together by strong covalent bonds. But bear in mind, just like giant ionic structure, the strong bonds are spread throughout the whole structure. So in this case, you need to add a phrase in front of strong covalent bond, which is a network of. So please add these three words, a network of. So whenever you see the structure, the name of the structure having this word giant, that means there is a network of bondings. 就好似我哋之前講啦 ，giant ionic structure 咧，其實就係有 a network of strong ionic bonds。而家我哋講第二隻啦 ，giant covalent structure 又有 giant 呢一個字嘅話咧，咁其實即係暗示咗入邊嗰啲 bond 咧係四方八面咁擴散開去嘅。咁之前教過你哋四方八面擴散開去咧，我哋要描述嘅話就可以用呢一個 phrase a network of。咁稍後你會睇到啦，我哋去講呢一個 structure 嘅一啲 property 嘅時候。我哋有陣時都會用到呢一個嚟到做一個 explanation 去解釋嘅時候咧，我哋就唔好就咁寫啊，因為佢有 strong covalent bonds，我哋唔好就咁寫。OK，我哋應該要成嚿咁樣去寫 a network of strong covalent bonds，咁樣先夠完整嘅。Alright， then not all covalent substances have this structure. Actually, just very few substances have this structure. In this chapter, luckily, we just need to learn three examples only. The first one is diamond. Diamond 即係鑽石啦。First of all, diamond is an element because it contains only one kind of particle, which is carbon atom. You can only find carbon atoms in diamond because it is actually a form of carbon. That's why it is an element. And then the carbon atoms are arranged in tetrahedral arrangement. Tetrahedral is an adjective coming from a noun tetrahedron. Tetrahedron. Tetrahedron in Cantonese 即係四面體。四面體好啦，咁即係可能有人就話：哇，咁即係咩啊？咁樣咁另一個可能容易啲去理解嘅字啦。tetrahedron 其實即係咩咧？即係三角錐體啊！咁所以如果你畫翻一個 tetrahedron 嘅話咧，就係即係咁樣樣啦。OK， 應該睇得明我畫咩㗎啦。咁就係由四塊嘅三角形拼湊出嚟嘅一個立體，咁嗰個就係叫做 tetrahedron 啦。Then if you look at this structure, maybe I enlarge this part. Oops. Okay, if you look at the structure, this is part of the structure of a diamond. Then, first of all, you can find numerous carbon atoms, and then the carbon atoms are arranged in tetrahedral arrangement because when you look at 5 of them, just focus on 5 carbon atoms like this. 咁我而家試下咁樣呢度框住俾你睇呢一嚿嘢啊，即係而家我藍色筆框住呢一嚿嘢咧。其實佢已經係有一個 tetrahedral 嘅 arrangement 㗎啦，因為咧呢一度你見到5粒嘅 carbon atoms，其實就對應翻好似我側邊呢一度畫嘅呢個 tetrahedron 嘅呢度咁樣樣。OK， 即係而家你見到我咧 highlight 住嘅嗰4粒嘅 carbon atoms 就對應翻咧我右手邊嘅嗰個 tetrahedron 嘅嗰4個角落頭咁樣啦。咁所以其實你會見到咧呢一度佢就會形成咗一個嘅 tetrahedron。OK， 兩個其實咧基本上係講緊同一樣嘢嘅。That's why you can express how the carbon atoms are arranged in a diamond using the word tetrahedral or tetrahedral arrangement. Okay, all right. Then the carbon atoms are held together by the covalent bonds. So between two carbon atoms, this is a covalent bond. And as I said, there are many carbon atoms in diamond. So be careful. You must use the word a network of. You must use the phrase a network of to describe how the bonds are present in a structure of diamond. Okay, so this is the first example of substances having giant covalent structure. Then the second example is graphite. Graphite is also an element. Graphite is also an element, and it is composed of the same element as diamond, also carbon. So you may say graphite is another form of carbon. Diamond contains carbon, graphite also contains carbon. But if you look at this diagram, if you look at the diagram here, you can see how the carbon atoms are arranged in graphite, which is totally different to the first one, diamond. 因為如果你睇翻咧，我哋頭先講嘅 diamond 嗰個嘅話咧，咁你會見到啦，啱啱用咗呢一個字啦 ，tetrahedral arrangement 啦，咁就係講緊佢哋咧嗰個排列就係即係好似好多個三角錐體咁樣去排成嘅。OK， 或者你用個比較 layman 啲嘅講法咧，就可以話啊，好似好多個金字塔咁樣啦，去拼湊成一個大啲嘅金字塔咁樣啦，係咪？即咁樣可能容易啲理解啦。好啦 ，but when you look at the structure of graphite, then totally different. At least this is not tetrahedral啦 ，not tetrahedral arrangement 啦。Then if you wanna express how the carbon atoms are arranged, you may say first. There are many carbon atoms arranged in flat parallel layers. And further, when you focus on one single layer, you can see 6 carbon atoms are arranged in a hexagon. So there are many hexagons combining to form one flat layer. Then you may use this word hexagonal arrangement. So bear in mind, if you need to use a sentence or a statement to describe the structure of a graphite, you need to use both. First, flat parallel layers. Second, hexagonal arrangement. 咁所以其實你呢一個我特登補翻俾你嘅咧，就係你咁樣去表達就更加清晰話到俾人聽 diamond 同埋 graphite 兩者嗰個 structure 上嘅分別啦，即係嗰個 particle 嘅排列上嘅分別。如果係頭先嘅 diamond， 我又碌翻上去啦。如果係 diamond 嘅，我哋用嗰個字咧就係 tetrahedral arrangement 啦。咁但係如果係講緊 graphite 嘅話咧，就係 hexagonal arrangement 嘅。咁呢一個就更加突顯咗兩者個分別嘅。And then let's look at the structure again. You can see actually this substance, I mean graphite, this substance has two different attractions. The first one is present within one layer of carbon atoms. Maybe I use the middle one. Then there are many hexagons. In one hexagon, there are altogether 6 carbon atoms. Then between 2 carbon atoms, there is a covalent bond. The one I'm pointing to is a covalent bond. And as we know, covalent bond is a strong bond, so maybe I use an adjective strong to describe this one. So this is a strong covalent bond between two carbon atoms. But if you look at two separate layers of carbon atoms, then there is another attraction using the dotted lines here。即係你見到虛線呢一個咧，即係呢一啲啊。而家我圈住嘅呢一個用虛線去表達嘅咧 ，this is another attraction present in graphite, and this attraction is called Van der Waals force. Van der Waals force。咁呢一個字咧，應該之前你未學過嘅，咁一個新嘅字嚟嘅。咁 Van der Waals force 我哋咧喺呢一課嗰度咧，你會成日見到佢。咁而家佢首次露面啦，咁你就即係學下呢一個字啦。Van der Waals force，Van der Waals force。咁咧 Van der Waals 本身就係一個 chemist 嚟嘅，咁即係你唔需要理佢係邊個啦。總之就係一個即係發現咗呢一個 attraction 嘅人啦。咁啊，所以用佢個名嚟命名啦。好啦，咁最緊要係咩咧？就係你要記得佢點串。因為咧好多同學即係 even 係講緊你哋可能上到中五、中六都會有同學串錯呢一個字嘅 Van der Waals 啦。咁呢一個因為係專有名詞嚟嘅，咁所以就要注意個串法就唔好串錯啦。咁同埋小心嗰啲大細階係啦，即係比較 tricky 少少嘅。佢 Van der Waals 咧係個 W 係大階嘅，咁呢一個位你自己小心啲。同埋佢最後咧 Waals 嗰度咧。佢係 S apostrophe，咁你呢個又係小心啲，即係一句講晒就係呢一個 chemist 佢嗰個名咧，就個串法你要自己即係記得熟少少咯。好啦，翻嚟呢一度啦。As you see, we use dotted lines to show the presence of the Van der Waals forces. That means this is a rather weak attraction. So it is a weak force. You may say weak Van der Waals forces. Weak Van der Waals forces. Again, there are two different kinds of attractions in graphite. The first one is strong covalent bonds among the carbon atoms within the same layer, within one layer. And there is another kind of attraction being much weaker, which is called Van der Waals forces. And you can find those Van der Waals forces among separate layers, right? So this is the structure of graphite. Then, for these two examples, graphite, diamond, as I said, they are both composed of the same element, carbon. But the carbon atoms are arranged totally different, very, very different. That's why we can use this word, allotropes, to describe the relationship between them. 咁 allotrope 呢一個字咧，又係一個新嘅字嚟嘅。咁你需要知道佢咧嗰個嘅解釋啦。咁個解釋咧就係後邊呢一度寫咗啦。咩係 allotropes 咧？就係講緊 two or more forms of the same element in which the atoms or molecules are arranged in different ways. You must memorize the definition of this specific term. Again, allotropes mean the substances are composing of the same element, but the particles, maybe the atoms or the molecules, are arranged differently. Then this is just an example. Graphite and diamond are allotropes. Then let me tell you one more example. As we know, when I use the word oxygen, most of you know, oh, oxygen, that means oxygen gas in air. We breathe in air because we need oxygen, right? But actually, this element can exist in another form. Not only oxygen gas, but also ozone gas. So, oxygen gas and ozone gas, O-Z-O-N-E, 即係中文叫臭氧啊。They are actually a pair of allotropes. Because if I give you the molecular formula of these two gases, oxygen gas, the molecular formula is O2. This is a diatomic molecule. Ozone gas has the molecular formula O3. Then, very obvious lah, both are elements because both are composed of only one substance, oxygen. But as you see, oxygen gas is a diatomic molecule. Ozone gas is a triatomic molecule O3 啊嘛，即係有3個 O 啦。咁隔離 O2 2個 O 啦。咁呢一個咧其實就係另一個 allotropes 嘅例子嚟嘅。咁我哋又再睇多次咧 allotropes 嘅意思係咩話 ？Two or more forms of the same element。咁而家呢一度 two forms of the same element 啦，大家都係 oxygen 啦。But their atoms are arranged differently。左手邊嘅 O2 咁就2個 oxygen atoms。右手邊 O3 嘅就3個 oxygen atoms， 咁呢一個就係反映住佢哋嗰個 different arrangement 嘅出現。咁所以咧嗱，再講多次呢一版啦，咁你要記得 allotropes 呢一個字佢嘅定義啦 ，underline 咗俾你啦。你要記得啲 example 啦。咁呢一度其實已經呢一版已經講咗2個 example 㗎啦 ，graphite and diamond 啦 ，O2 同埋 O3， 即係 oxygen gas 同埋 ozone gas， 咁你呢一啲都要記得嘅。好，咁跟住。One more example of giant covalent substance 啦。This is quartz。quartz in Cantonese 即係石英啊。咁我知即係啱啱開始呢一課嘅時候都即係大約講過俾你聽啦。咁其實石英喺邊度會揾到咧？咁其中一個揾到嘅地方就係所謂嘅石英錶啦。咁但係我相信即係各位同學，即係包括我自己啦，即係我都唔係即係其實我都年青嘅，咁所以其實我都唔係用過石英錶嗰啲人，我都係用電子錶嗰啲人嚟嘅，咁所以我都即係唔知石英錶佢真正用嘅時候嘅情況係點啦。咁但係我起碼知道嘅嘢就係石英錶入邊就係用石英嚟到去推動佢嗰個運行嘅。咁所以咧呢一個 quartz 啦，咁其實其中一個你會見到佢出現嘅咧就係石英錶啦。咁稍後都會再講到喺邊度會揾到即係呢一樣嘢嘅。好啦，咁翻返嚟呢一度先啦。好啦，咁咩係 quartz 咧 ？First of all, quartz is a crystalline form of this compound, silicon dioxide. Silicon dioxide is the chemical name, and the chemical formula SiO2. SiO2. Then you may wonder why the chemical formula is SiO2 but not others. Because first, one silicon atom is bonded to 4 oxygen atoms, and at the same time, one oxygen is bonded to 2 Si. That's why the overall ratio of these two elements, Si to O, is 1 to 2. That's why the formula is SiO2. Right? And again, in the structure of quartz, there are many atoms, silicon and oxygen atoms, and all these atoms are bonded together by the strong covalent bonds. So you can find a network of strong covalent bonds in quartz. All right. So is that clear? So far so good. 暫時 O 唔 OK 先？即係暫時我哋淨係好快咁樣去有一個 brief look 去睇翻3個 example 佢哋各自嘅 structure。我哋而家淨係講佢入邊嗰啲 particles 點樣排，好基本了解咗個 structure 嘅啫。暫時有冇問題先？好 OK 嘅話咧 ，then after learning the structures of these 3 examples, we need to further move on to the properties of the substances having this structure. That means we will go through the properties of these 3 substances, diamond, graphite, and quartz. Before, hopefully you memorize this page. 呢個咧我上堂寫咗俾你哋嘅，咁我已經提咗你哋要即係抄低佢啦咁樣。咁而家我哋即係用 e-learning 就有個好處，我就係可以抄翻我之前寫過嘅嘢。即係如果喺班房上堂嘅可能我上一堂寫完嘅嘢落堂就俾人拆鬼咗㗎啦。咁變咗今堂我又要再寫過一次出嚟咁樣嘅。咁但係而家我哋 e-learning 就好方便，即刻 show 到啦。嗱，咁我哋咧呢一版就係講話我哋去了解每一個 structure。佢嘅 property 嘅時候咧，我哋就係用呢一版嚟到做一個嘅template 咁講啦，一個藍本嘅。咁所以我哋而家稍後都係會用翻呢一版嚟到去講嘅。We will go through these properties on the right based on the factors from the structure on the left。咁都係用翻呢一版去講。咁所以我哋咧去講之前好快咁樣去再 go through 一下呢一版啦。咁 when we talk about the hardness, melting point and boiling point, we need to focus on how strong the bonding is. Second, when we talk about the water solubility, is it soluble or insoluble in water? we need to see whether this substance can form a strong attraction with water. And finally, when talking about the conductivity of heat and electricity, we need to see whether it contains mobile ions or mobile electrons. Alright， 好，咁我哋又翻返去個 PowerPoint 度嚟咯噃。So first of all the substances having giant covalent structure are very hard because of a network of strong covalent bonds. Again, don't forget the first three words, a network of. 再提你哋啦，點解係 a network of strong covalent bonds 啊？因為入邊嘅 covalent bond 咧係四方八面擴散開去，四方八面擴散開去。再簡單啲去諗嘅，你凡係見到 giant 呢一個字咧，即係暗示入邊係有 a network of 嘅 bonding 㗎啦。Then the atoms are restricted in motion. The atoms cannot move freely. So the substance having this structure is very hot. This is rather similar to the first structure. 如果你記得我哋講 giant ionic structure 咧，其實都係有呢一個 property， 都係話佢好 hard 嘅，好硬淨嘅。咁但係要小心個解釋。如果係 giant ionic structure， 咁就係 a network of strong ionic bond 啦。咁而家係 giant covalent structure 啊嘛 ，covalent 啊嘛，咁所以個解釋就係 a network of strong 嘅 covalent bond。咁但係其實你會發現，咦，好似即係純粹轉下嗰啲字眼，換湯唔換藥嗰啲波，咁其實係嘅，講真。所以其實講真咧，呢一課就唔太深嘅，你會發現有啲嘢係重疊咗嘅。好啦 ，but 一聽到個 but 字咧，就知道，唉，真係又有啲嘢要留意㗎啦。The last point, there is an exception. Graphite. As I said, we just need to study 3 examples. Graphite 啦 ，diamond 啦 ，quartz 啦。So diamond is very hard. As we know, diamond is actually the hardest substance in the world. 因為 diamond 咧，鑽石咧，大家即係應該都知道，其實佢好硬淨㗎嘛。咁 that's why 即係求婚戒指啊嗰啲咧，就用鑽石戒指嘅，咁即係代表啊，我哋嘅愛咧就好似鑽石咁堅晶啦，咁穩固啦，咁樣㗎嘛。好啦 ，quartz 咧都係一啲好硬淨嘅嘢嚟嘅。咁但係呢度就講啦，我哋剩翻嘅嗰隻 example 咧 ，graphite 咧反而佢唔係一個好硬淨嘅東西。Actually, graphite is rather soft， 又未至於話軟到好似毛公仔啊枕頭咁軟嘅。咁但係如果你去 compare with diamond 同埋 quartz 嘅話咧 ，graphite is at least not as hard as the other two substances。好啦，咁個原因係咩咧？呢一個就係個重點啦。You need to know how to explain why this is exceptional, why graphite is exceptionally soft。咁個提示咧就可以碌翻上去俾你睇下。我哋淨係睇或者咁樣係啦，就係睇呢一版嘅話咧，咁左手邊嗰個 graphite 就係好 soft 啦。右手邊嘅 diamond 就好硬淨。咁如果你去睇翻兩者，去比較翻兩者嘅話咧，其實你會發現到有一個嘅 main difference 嘅。係啦，咁可能有同學就會諗啊，可能會唔會同入邊嘅 force 有關咧？係嘅。係啦，咁如果我講到咁，其實都係一個即係 big hint 嚟㗎啦。咁所以咧，我就開估啦。好啦，咁個原因咧就係因為我哋睇翻咧，我碌翻上去先 ，sorry。係啦，因為我哋睇翻咧，如果係左手邊嘅 graphite 咧 ，as I said, there are two kinds of attractions 啦。One is a network of strong covalent bonds among the carbon atoms in one layer. But don't forget that there is another weaker attraction, van der Waals forces. Van der Waals force is present between two separate layers 啊嘛。So due to this weak attraction, this will make graphite soft。咁所以如果你要解釋嘅話咧，咁你就係用翻呢一個 weak van der Waals force 去解釋。好啦，咁呢個我寫低俾你哋，你哋自己都寫低啦，因為咧都幾經常問到嘅考試嘅時候，好中意問你點解 graphite 佢會係即係 soft 一個 soft 嘅 substance 嚟㗎，咁啊好中意問嘅，咁你就需要解釋咧話放翻大先。 咁你需要咧就係用翻頭先我講嗰樣嘢去解釋啦，就係話因為佢有一個嘅 weak 嘅 van der Waals forces。weak 嘅 van der Waals forces，咁但係要好小心嘅地方就係咧，你要話埋俾人聽咧，你嗰個 weak 嘅 van der Waals forces 係喺邊一度揾到 ？As I said, you can find this weak attraction between two separate layers。咁呢一個咧，你係要強調嘅。咁呢個你自己寫翻低啦。我再講多次啦。Graphite is exceptionally soft because there are weak van der Waals forces between two layers of carbon atoms。咁記住寫嘅時候，第一你要強調咧嗰個係一個 van der Waals force 啦。第二你要寫嗰個 force 係一個 weak force、weak attraction 啦，同埋最後要話埋俾人聽咧，你喺邊度揾到呢一個 force 就係 between two layers of carbon atoms。或者你就咁 between two layers 都得㗎啦，即係總之你要話俾人聽咧，係兩層中間揾到呢一個 weak attraction。Alright, so the next property is about the melting and boiling point. Then all of them have very high melting point and very high boiling point. That's why they are commonly solid under room condition. To explain so, again and again, use the second point, strong covalent bonds 啦。咁有陀即刻就會問：咦，唔係 a network of 咩？係啊，如果你即刻咁樣去個腦 pop up 咗呢一樣嘢嘅話咧，代表你開始成功地被我洗腦啦。啱嘅，喺呢一度咧，我哋要解釋咧，又係老市場出現嗰個字啦。Oops, network。你要咧加翻呢一個嘅 a network of strong covalent bonds。That means if you want to explain the hardness, melting point, and boiling point, use the same reason. There is a network of strong covalent bonds. There is a network of strong covalent bonds. So if you want to melt it or boil the substance, you need to use a huge amount of heat. You need to use a lot of energy to break the attraction among the atoms. That's why the melting and boiling points are very high. Right? So the next property about the water solubility, as you see, these substances, diamond, graphite, quartz, are insoluble in both water and non-aqueous solvent. Non-aqueous solvent means like organic solvent. But anyway, you see, they are insoluble in all kinds of solvents because the atoms are held together by 又嚟啦 a network of the atoms are held tightly by a network of strong covalent bonds. Then the particles or the atoms cannot form a strong attraction with the solvent. That's why they are insoluble in all kinds of solvents. If you just focus on the water solubility, if you just focus on the first part, insoluble in water, then you may say, oh, the particles are held together strongly, so the atoms cannot form a strong attraction with water. The particles cannot form a strong attraction with water. That's why these substances are insoluble in water. 其實都係用翻我哋咧之前嗰個 page 去講咧，即係我話嗰個嘅 framework 去講咧，去解釋呢一啲嘢嘅啫。And finally, about the conductivity, they are non-conductors. They can't conduct electricity, they can't conduct heat because you can't find any mobile ions and any mobile electrons, which is the second point. No mobile electrons, no mobile ions. That means the charges are not mobile. Actually, there is no charges in all these substances. So you can't find any charged particles moving freely. That's why they are all insulators. Oh, unluckily, there is an exception, which is the last point. 又嚟啦，同頭先一樣啦。頭先咧，如果你記得我，又碌翻上去先。頭先咧講過，我哋咧如果講 hardness 嗰部分咧，有一個 exception 嘅，就係 graphite 啦。而家我哋講 conductivity 呢一部分，又有一個 exception， 又係 graphite。咁所以你見到，graphite 都幾鉗嘅喎，佢係 giant covalent，但係佢同其餘嗰啲嘅 giant covalent 嘅東西咧，又好似好 exceptional 咁樣樣啊。咁係嘅，即係佢係比較騎呢少少嘅。好啦，咁呢一度咧又係啦，你要諗下點解啦。咁呢一個就難少少嘅，因為呢一個咧，如果你就咁睇翻個structure 嘅話咧，即係就算我 show 翻俾你睇頭先嗰一幅圖咧，你都未必會知，因為個幅圖佢反映唔到呢一樣嘢嘅。咁有冇人估到咧？咁個提示就係你睇翻我呢一度解釋咧，話佢冇呢個mobile ions，冇 mobile electrons，所以佢就係 insulator。好，有人舉手。睇下先，19號梁樂琪啊，試下。
因為佢係一個 hexagonal 嘅 structure，所以佢最多就可以放3個 bond，所以有一粒 electron 係 delocalize。
very good，哇，好詳細啊嚇！咁咧有同學就運用翻我又碌翻上去先啊，運用翻我哋呢一版，我哋淨係睇 graphite，即係左手邊呢一度啦。As you see, in one layer of carbon atoms, the carbon atoms are arranged hexagonally。頭先教過你哋 hexagonal arrangement 啦。咁你可以用翻呢一個字hexagonal arrangement， 或者係講嗰啲 atoms 咧係 arranged hexagonally。咩叫 hexagonal 啊？即係講緊咩啊？6 carbon atoms combined together。咁所以咧喺翻呢一度，嗱呢一幅圖佢反映唔到嘅，但係你自己其實應該知道就係咧 ，each carbon atom can form altogether 3 covalent bonds with the other 2 carbon atoms. So there is one single one single electron which does not take part in forming bond. Okay, to make it simple, to make it short, there is one electron losing from each carbon atom. There is one outermost electron released from each carbon atom, and this electron will become mobile. 咁所以其實都聽唔明嘅，哇！佢好似好複雜咁樣，都聽唔明嘅。OK， 再簡單啲啦，一句講晒。You can find many mobile electrons moving around the carbon atoms in a layer of carbon atoms. I repeat, you can find many mobile electrons within one layer of carbon atoms. This is the main statement to explain this property. 咁呢個我又寫翻俾你啦，因為又係好中意問嘅，即係好似頭先咁樣樣，你需要識得去即係 mention 呢一個 exception 啦。Graphite 係一個 exception 嘅情況，就係佢係一個嘅 good conductor 啦。咁點解佢係一個 good conductor 咧？就係因為喺 graphite 入邊 ，you can find many mobile electrons. You can find many mobile electrons. That means the electrons can move freely. The electrons can move freely, or you can use the word delocalized electron. 一樣意思嘅啫。But again, just like the case when explaining the hardness, we need to mention where you can find these mobile electrons. As I said, you can find these mobile electrons within the same layer of carbon atom. 咁呢個你都係要寫翻出嚟嘅。即係成句你可以好似我呢一度咁樣寫啦。我再講多次咯噃。Graphite is a very good conductor. It can conduct heat and electricity very well because you can find many mobile electrons within one layer of carbon atoms. Within one layer of carbon atoms. All right. And then this table shows it's just like a summary to let you know the properties of these 3 substances, diamond, graphite, quartz. So they are all solids. They all have very high melting and boiling points, but don't forget graphite, unlike the other 2, is soft. Then they are all insoluble in water. And the last point, graphite is an exception because it is a good conductor. Unlike diamond and quartz, graphite is a good conductor。咁呢個特登咧圈住咗呢兩個咧係比較你要特登記嘅，同埋係比較中意考試考嘅。OK， 好，咁呢一個咧就係第二個嘅 structure，giant covalent structure 啦。咁有冇疑問先？So far 有冇疑問先？有同學舉手嘅，鄭天睿係。
我想問下咧，點解佢嗰個melting point、boiling point 咧係因為佢嗰個 strength of bonding 啊嘛，但係佢有啲 weak bond 喎，點解佢嗰個 melting point 仲咁高嘅？
哇！呢個問題非常之好啊！咁有同學就發現啦，如果你我用翻 diamond 同埋 graphite 去做比較啦，diamond 同埋 graphite 咧，即係而家呢一個位，咁你會見到咧，咦 diamond 同 graphite 其實兩者都係有好多 carbon atoms， 跟住佢哋都係用一啲嘅 covalent bond 嚟到去將佢哋去 link 埋一齊咁樣講啦。咁但係 graphite 講咗㗎啦，佢有呢一個 weak van der Waals forces 啊嘛 ，weak 啊嘛。咁點解反而佢個 melting point 係會高過 diamond 咧？咁個原因就係又要碌翻上去望下個 structure 啦。嗱，呢個概念就比較深少少嘅，睇下即係希望你聽得明啦。好啦，我先講 diamond 先，即係右手邊嗰個啦。如果我哋去 melt 或者 boil 一個 diamond 嘅話咧 ，basically 我哋就係將佢入邊嘅嗰啲 strong covalent bonds 咧，全部去打斷晒佢啦。好啦，如果係講緊去melt 或者 boil 呢一個 graphite 嘅話咧，我哋要做嘅就係兩樣嘢。第一咧就係每一層嘅 carbon atoms 入邊嘅 covalent bond 我哋要打斷。第二咧就係層與層之間嘅 weak van der Waals force 咧，我哋要打斷。好啦，咁如果我而家淨係講 graphite 嗰個 case 嘅話，當佢去打斷呢一啲嘅 van der Waals force 嘅時候，即係層與層之間呢啲虛線，我咁樣去打斷嘅時候咧，其實兩層中間嗰個 force 斷咗，就會令到兩層重疊埋一齊。咁當佢兩層嘅 carbon layer 重疊埋一齊嘅時候咧，其實會反而令到佢每一層獨立自己入邊嘅 covalent bond， 即係呢一啲啊，呢一啲咧其實係變咗難打斷好多㗎。嗱，我再講多次啊，當我去即係 melt 或者 boil， 即係我要去 heat 呢一個 graphite 嘅時候，咁佢會溶啦，或者佢會直情煲滾都未定啦。咁喺個過程入邊咧，其實係先將佢個 weak van der Waals forces 打斷咗佢先。好啦，咁當佢打斷咗其中一部分嘅weak van der Waals forces 之後，兩層 layer 就會重疊。兩層 layer 重疊之後，其實就會令到佢咧每一層入邊嘅 covalent bond 更加難斷嘅，比起佢就咁好似而家未打斷 van der Waals force 之前啊，嗰啲嘅 covalent bond 係會難斷咗好多嘅。咁 that's why 就會令到咧佢 overall 你要去 break 晒佢所有 attraction 嘅時候用嘅 energy 咧係會仲多過喺 diamond 嗰一個 case。咁當然啦，可能你又會再追問啦，咁點解嘅？點解兩層搭埋一齊就反而會令 covalent bond 再難斷啲咧？咁呢個就解釋唔到㗎啦，即係我只可以 so far 你哋嘅程度，我淨係解釋到咁樣樣俾你聽咯。